talked so well you almost had me taken in, but not well enough. It's true. The Earth is too lovely to be destroyed. So, let's consider it satellite. I'll destroy the moon.
Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here, and once again we are looking at a inspired by Star Wars flick, this time from Japan, Message from Space. Now actually this started out as a Jaws knockoff because that was very big in the mid to late 70s because of, it being the first American blockbuster. And while it was still in pre-production, Star Wars came out. And although it had not hit Japan yet, word was coming down. It was amazing. So, they scrapped the Jaws idea and decided to make a space opera. And the producer sent his writers to Hawaii so they could watch Star Wars, get the basics of what it was, see what kinds of things they could swipe or pay homage to, and then came back and made Message from Space, which had an international cast better to sell it overseas. So they brought in Vic Morrow, a known actor in Japan due to the popularity of his 60s wartime show Combat. Makes sense as it was set in Europe and not in the Pacific. And, nobody likes Nazis. And they grabbed a couple of people from New York Broadway and brought them over. And the director was interesting. He was mostly known for crime films, except for in the 60s. He did The Green Slime, which was a international co-production with Japan and I think it was America. Might have been Hammer, but I think it was America. Anyways, and later on, one of his last films would be Battle Royale. Yeah, that film. He had a long career. Well, let us get in to see how much they took from Star Wars for this epic space extravaganza. We open on the planet of Tunisia, which has been conquered by the Gavanas. There's no hope for them. They're going to have to seek outside help, and they have a way to do this.
You glow, little seeds. I send you to your destiny.
Yep, they're going to send out 8 special seeds to find 8 warriors to come back to help them. I know what you're thinking. Gee, that sounds like Battle Beyond the Stars, which was Roger Corman's take on Star Wars via The Magnificent Seven. But as The Magnificent Seven was based on Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, you would be thinking, oh, okay, this is based on the Seven Samurai. And them doing Star Wars is okay because George Lucas took a lot from Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress when he made Star Wars. But you'd be incorrect. This is actually taken from a famous series of books, ancient books, of the adventures of 8 samurai who were chosen to infiltrate and root out the evil members in the samurai. Can't remember the title, but that's okay. I'll try and remember to put it down here. Anyways, now, so that the warriors know where to go, the Princess Esmeralda and her faithful Confederate bodyguard servant, Uruko, are sent to follow the seeds and bring the warriors back. That's a pretty cool ship. Well, I like the galleon look of it. Well, leader of the Gavanas, Roxia, the 14th, I think. He sees this, and his mother, mentor, I don't know, old witch, tells him about the seeds and that he has to stop them. And when their defenses do not keep the ship from going, he sends out a ship in pursuit. And we get our first Star Wars swipe. Pretty good. Japanese filmmakers always did great on miniatures. If you've ever seen a Godzilla or Gamera film, you know miniatures are awesome from Japan. Well, it is time we met some people on Earth, our heroes. First, we have Rich Eris Mia.
Oh, that's a meteoric belt. A famous view of Melitzaria.
No, not that. I mean that cloud-like shining thing.
Oh, those are space fireflies.
Space fireflies. I wonder if that'll have any bearing on the plot.
Could be.
Well, anyway, we also meet 2 hotshot pilots, Aaron and Shiro.
Hey, Shiro! Nice speed! Been a long time since we've been out cruising like this.
Right. Little wager?
Yeah, if you want to lose,
Try to win.
just make sure you got the silver.
Don't worry, here we go!
And, unfortunately for them, their antics have been noticed by the Space Patrol. So, as they try to outrun them, they pull what they call a game of space chicken. Not bad. The patrolman is able to follow them that, so they lose him by going through a narrow tunnel. Wonder if this is going to have some bearing on the plot.
Could be.
Anyway, after they've eluded the patrolman, both of their engines conk out. And can you guess what they find in their engines when they look?
Huh? Stupid damn. What the hell is this? Hey, Aaron! Look what I found.
2 down, 6 to go. Next, we go to a military base where a rocket gets launched.
Goodbye, Beba, my loyal friend.
That is General Garuda, who was actually giving a funeral service for his loyal robot, Biba, sending him into space. Well, when the upper brass finds out that he just sent all that expensive rocket stuff into space for a robot, they are livid. But that's okay. He's decided to resign his commission and leave the military. So he and his new robot friend, Biba 2, head to a local bar.
Hey, what is this? You put something in my drink?
No, sir. Of course not.
They now have 3 of the seeds being delivered. As fate would have it, the 2 hotshot pilots actually work in the kitchen of this bar. See, they owe a lot of money to Big Al. And he's wanting the money. And he doesn't want this, I gotta wait till you get paid stuff. He wants it now. And, well, their friend Jack, he's a part of that. He also owes part of that money. And so they kind of reconnoiter on what they're going to do.
Big Sam's gonna throw us in quicksand! That's what he'll do! I know it! I know it! A nut inside a tomato.
And now they have 4. Luckily, they happen to be really good friends with Mia. She likes hot rodding pilots. It's a bit of one herself. And she'll agree to pay their debt for them. But first, they have to take her into this forbidden space to catch some of those space fireflies. See? Told you it's going to be important. That is some of the worst effects I've seen. Don't worry, nothing else looks that bad in this film.
Perhaps.
Anyways, while trying to catch space fireflies, they spot the galleon and go aboard, where they find Ulko and Emeralida. But that's not the only one that finds them.
I've never seen it before.
Oh my God!
Luckily, they managed to get the 2 survivors back into their ship and get away before the galleon is destroyed. And they take them back to their pad. Since it's the 70s, we'll say pad. And guess who decided to crash there and sleep off his drunk?
Hey, what's all this noise?
The humanoids who own this place have come back, having argument.
I'm not gonna take this lying down!
What a coincidence! Anyway, there's been a fisticuffs because Jack irritates Aruku, but then when the seeds fall out, everything's calmed down and she explains all about what the seeds are and what she needs them to do, at which point General Garuda reveals himself and shows he's one of them, but after some discussion, he makes a rather disappointing decision.
You heard them. They just told you they have no intention of fighting. As for me, I couldn't do it alone. Couldn't win. You better take the seat back. Babe, let's go.
Like I said, disappointing. But that's nothing compared to what Jack convinces Aaron and Shuru to go along with him. See, even though Mia said that she would pay their debt, he decides it would be easier to sell Emeraldita to get the money. So he convinces her and Oroku that he knows someone that knows about the seeds. They've seen them before. And then he takes them to this old woman who gives them a story about that and how they're recluses that live up in the mountains. And then Oroku and Jack, along with the woman's son, to lead them, head up there. But it's not what it seemed.
Betrayed us! So it was a trick!
Sure it was, stupid. The old hag put a Mickey in your drink. Oh!
All right, we'll call it a draw.
Well, looks like that's it for Oroku. After Jack gets the money, the son returns, and we reveal why the old woman bought Emeraldita.
Pay that small fortune. I paid it for you, my pretty, so you could be the bride of my son. Huh?
Well, I can see why she needed to buy someone to marry him. But there's a plus and minus to this. Plus, she gets rescued. Minus, it's who rescues her. Yep, like Ivana's. And we get another Star Wars throwback. So we now have a captured princess to rescue. Well, back at the pad, Mia is having fun with the guys, dancing and stuff. And Oroku's not dead. He shows up, passes out, talking about being traitored. At which point, Mia learns what they did to Emeraldita. And she is disgusted with him, especially after they throw their stones away, or their seeds away. At which point, she leaves in her ship, only to notice an odd knocking sound in her engine.
And there was much rejoicing.
Okay, number 5. Now, the guys, when they're sleeping, all have bad dreams about Emeraldita's fate. And when they wake up, the seeds return. So that when Mia arrives...
What's the matter?
You didn't get one?
Oh. Guess Aaron wasn't one of the chosen after all. Well, bad luck has happened to Earth because when they take the princess to the leader, Roxia, they also have a Earth person and they show him memories.
Beautiful. Never before have I seen such a beautiful planet. What do you call it?
Earth. It turns around the sun. It's the third planet.
A beautiful planet.
Yep, we're quite a ways in here, and we're finally getting to the Star Warsy plot. Well, Roxy decides that Earth shall be where he's going to put his main headquarters. So he's going to have everybody go there. Now, how do they do that? Well, he didn't capture Tulesia just to capture it. Yep. Much like Ming the Merciless and Flash Gordon, this planet has been turned into a movable ship. Sort of a Death Star, as it were.
Very funny.
Well, they get to Earth, send out some fighters, blow a bunch of stuff up, and then give their ultimatum of demanding total surrender. So, the new leader of the Earth, who's an old friend of Garuda, goes to ask him to return to service.
Earth's special envoy.
Special envoy?
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying?
They demand we surrender unconditionally. They have given us only 3 days to comply. Your mission is to give me more time.
Now, the reason they want that extra time is to build up armaments and get ready to repel the attack if they can. As for why they chose Garuda to do it, well, he had a nickname back in the Academy days. Don Quixote. Always tilting at windmills. Well, he's not sold on it.
I buried my career in orbit with Babel 1. I can't do it.
On the other hand, he's been chosen, so he agrees. Anyway, back to our hotshot pilots and Mia. Aaron's still moping around while they're trying to get their ships ready to blast off to Telesia. Finally, Shiro's had enough of his bad attitude and they get into a fight. At which point, the Gavana show up, start shooting up their place, and grab Jack. Well, Aaron is beside himself with frustration and anxiety and anger when something extraordinary happens.
Look!
You got it. Way to go, buddy. I knew you'd get one.
It's a message. We've all been chosen and we've got to work together.
Okay, we are now back up to 5. So, attaching their ships to Mia's, that'll come into play later. She heads off in pursuit of the ship to get Jack, along with Aruko. And while they're passing this red planet, I don't know if it's Mars or not, they have an incident. Seems the seed wanted them to crash on that planet. Why?
Who are you? Bandits? Speak! Before you die.
Wait! He's only halfway brave, too!
Yep. Wanted them to pick up Sonny Chiba. Prince Han, the rightful ruler of Gavana, who was dethroned by Roxia. Well, he gladly joins them, and they go to get their ship repaired and head on back in pursuit. Meanwhile, Garuda and Biba show up to negotiate, where Jack is thrown down at their feet, and because they're laughing at Jack, this is an affront to Earth honor, and challenges one of the guards to a duel. And the guard cheats and tries to shoot him before he turns. Well, he just threw away his life because now Garuda can take aim without having to worry about getting shot back at. Yep, it's the warrior in him. He's not going to shoot a defenseless man. But Roxia doesn't like being shamed.
I was disgraced by this coward. Go and throw the body out.
Strict boss. Well, Garuda makes his case of needing more time because there are radicals that will try to fight, and this could destroy the Earth. And they need time to round them up so that he can then prepare the Earth for their arrival. Roxy is not fooled. He knows they need time for a counterstrike. So, of course, they will get no more time. Original timetable stands. And just to prove his point, he blew up the moon. Boy, that's going to mess up the tides. Perhaps everything's going to be so green after all for you, huh? Well, Garuda, Biba, Jack are left to go back to Earth. But remember what they called Garuda in the Academy days?
Well, Chairman, the Gucci Don Quixote has returned.
Don Quixote has returned, sir? I don't get it.
Don't worry about it. He'll know what I mean. Once more into the breach, my Sancho Panza. You follow me. But whatever you do, don't land on top of me.
Well, looks like they got a guerrilla operation going. So, Jack, Biba, and Garuda all jump out and make it to the village. Oh, as for Mia's ship, well, remember Galactic Chicken?
Must have crashed. A meteorite.
Yep. Came in handy. Well, they all meet, and it's time for the requisite battle plan scene.
This is the only way to the Gavana's reactor furnaces. All energy for the planet fortress is generated here.
Huh. I gotta fly through a tunnel. A very narrow tunnel. Once again. Plot point. That's what Aaron and Shiro do all the time. Now, the downside of this plan is once they destroy the reactor, their planet blows up. But that's okay. There is a ship. They can load all the Tunisians into it. And they can take off. Okay. They got a plan. Everyone's on board. Well, except for Oroko. He doesn't like the idea of his home being destroyed. So, he's not going to be part of that. And now, let's find out who gets the 7th seed.
Liabinat. Hooray! 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 Hooray!
What's the matter with you?
Look, they were too fine Liabinat. They were too brave.
And there was much rejoicing.
Unfortunately, the celebration is short-lived as they are ambushed by the Gavanas army and taken before a hologram of Roxia.
We know that you people were chosen by the Liabi Holy Seed. I knew you would come. I know everything, because one of you is a traitor.
A traitor? Who could it be? I know it's obvious, but, for effect. Why you gotta ruin everything?
Rocco! Have you gone crazy?
Yeah. Oroku. He really didn't like the idea of his home planet being blown up. But then Biba proves why he was given a seed.
Rocco, Liabi gods have chosen even robot like Beba too. Do not kill. Do not betray.
Is that enough? Does he still have some faith?
Rocco, what are you waiting for? I'm losing patience. Kill him.
Traitor is a traitor.
Good man. And this starts a massive firefight with lasers going off all over the place. And there's still that 8th seed, isn't there?
Rocco! A Liabi seed. You're the 8th chosen one, Rocco.
And so he dies as a hero. Now, things getting kind of hectic. Most of the group makes it out of the palace, let's say. Now, Mia, Aaron, and Shiro head their ships to do the bombing run. The rest start getting everybody aboard the ship, the rescue ship that's going to take them off the planet. As for Han, well, he fights his way up through the guards for a final showdown with Roxia.
Killed my parents, who stole the throne of Gavanas, who caused massacres and bred fear throughout the universe. A dog that deserves to die.
call it a draw.
Now that's how you do a sword fight. Vader and Kenobi. They barely move. Okay, Kenobi was kind of old, and Vader at that point was a man that had more mechanical parts than human, so it kind of worked for them. Although they kind of ruin it in some of the later films by having him be all energetic and stuff. Anyway, let's see how the tunnel run's going.
Shiro! Watch out! Okay.
Yeah! They blew it up. Now they can all go home. Well, everybody made it onto the ship except Ermelita's father, who was planning to die with his planet. It is her task now to lead the people. Oh, there does turn out to be one warship left, and it's trying to make a getaway and maybe destroy them too.
1, 2, 3!
Ha! Didn't see that maneuver coming. Well, they get picked up, and then they get a great message from Earth.
I ask you to hurry home. General, I ask all of you to come back. We of the Earth are prepared to welcome the Jelusian people, too.
Yes, we were going to take them in. The 70s was a simpler time.
Very funny.
But Ermelita's reply is not what we expected.
Oh, Great One, we thank you so much. But we must go on. Find another new planet of our own in space.
But wait. There's some other people we have to deal with in this ship.
Ermelita, may I go with you to your new world?
Hans.
I would like to try to make amends, as my people have been evil.
Can I go too?
I'm coming too. Me too.
But why do you wish to come? Because I feel my life would have some purpose there.
You heard them, my friend. We're going to continue our journey through space till we find ourselves a new planet.
Everybody's happy. Well, except for Biba.
Too bad. If Beba 2 went back to Earth, Beba 2 gets Purple Heart.
But Joe Gruda, he knows how to do a coda for a film.
Forget about your medals, baby. There are more beautiful dreams in space. So keep your eyes on the stars.
Look to the stars indeed. And so they headed off into a spin-off TV show. Let me see if I can find the title here. It was a message from space, galactic adventures, and then see, this film didn't do well when it first got released, but over time it has become a bit of a cult following over here in America, and So the TV show got re-edited into a sequel film, uh, originally titled Message from Outer Space. But Indiana Jones had become a big hit by then. So another alternate title it had was Swords of the Space Ark. Yeah. I'm not as enamored of this film as some people are. It's okay. It's good special effects. I mean, of course they'd have good special effects. Those spaceships and the explosions, all good stuff. Good acting in it. You know, Vic Morrow and Sonny Chiba and all that. You know, and you get a great Sonny Chiba sword battle there at the end. You know, can't have a Sonny Chiba film without some sword fighting, right? But the problem is there's too much film for the minuscule plot. Now, some of the things they do are to be Star Wars like. Capturing the princess, the tunnel run, you know, the big battle plan where they, you know, all that stuff. The problem being, unlike with Star Wars, where there was a good through line with only little breaks for character moments, like Luke being on Tatooine and all that, this has way too much filler in it. The whole thing of them selling off the princess, and then Aaron not getting the stone back, and or the seed back and forth, and it just wastes a lot of time to give it a longer runtime, because Star Wars was like almost 2 hours. So of course, you're gonna have an epic, gotta have some length to it. But a lot of that humor just doesn't work. And there's flawed characters, and then there's characters that seem to be schizophrenic, where they're switched from being jerks who sold the princess into being warriors is like, and that doesn't work for me. Maybe it played better in the original Japanese, I don't know. But for me, that kind of character shift, a little too abrupt for my taste. But once we get about more than halfway through, the film does sort of pick up as everyone's come together and they go to the planet, you get fights and space battles and all that stuff. Great stuff. Love that. It's just all that stuff leading up to it. The movie drags. And I really am almost bored in parts. It's like, could you get to the point? Let's go. Earth's in danger. Quit putzing around. But if you want to see some good miniature work and special effects, yeah, watch the film. Just be prepared. There's going to be a lot of slow moments in the first half. Well, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Please see after credits for my favorite scene.
Begin!